So I'm being asked to show the motion of what the C1 does. So the C1, known as the atlas, allows for our head to nod up, down, side to side. Alrighty, so next we have been asked to, okay, so I demonstrated, so what is unique about the transverse process of the cervical vertebrae compared to those of the thoracic and the lumbar vertebrae? So what is unique about the transverse process of the cervical vertebrae is that they contain these tiny holes that allow for the vertebrae arteries to enter in before they get to the skull. So unlike the thoracic and the lumbar vertebrae, they don't contain the tiny holes to allow the arteries to go in. Only the cervical vertebrae has those tiny holes. Moving along, it says a thoracic vertebrae consists of 12. So when you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we have 12. 1, starting here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So from here to here, it contains the thoracic vertebrae. And so the spinous process is this little guy here. The transverse process are these guys noted here, here and here. Why is it blurry? Okay. And then next we have the intervertebral foramen, and it's a little inside noted here. I don't know why it's so blurry. Let me zoom out and zoom in. So it's noted on the inside here. All right, so then we have the body of the centrum that's noted here, the body, and then the position of the intervertebral discs. So when we bend, it actually sits in between every single vertebrae. That's where that sits. So next we have the lumbar vertebrae, and it's 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and the sacrum has 5 fused bones together, and then last but not least is the coccyx area there. So moving along, we are talking about the ribs, and the ribs here. It says point out the okay, hold on, I skipped a part. So the sternum. So for the sternum area here, we have the manubrium, then we have the body, the xiphoid process, and then the jugular notch noted right up here. And then it says for the ribs, point out the vertebrosternal, which are the true ribs, and then the false ribs, and then the floating ribs. So the true ribs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, are here. From here to here, those are true, and then these 3 here are considered false. And then we have the floating ribs noted here. Alrighty, and then it says point out the head, neck, and the tubercle of a rib and explain how the ribs articulate with the vertebrae. So if we come up here, we have the head of the neck. It's noted right here, and then it says the neck, which is noted here, and then right inside here, right here. So the head, the neck, and then right in here is the tubercle of the rib. And so how they are connected is they articulate with the vertebral column at 2 joints, which is the head and the costotransverse joints. So the head of the rib is articulated with the sides of the body at the thoracic vertebrae, and the tubercle articulate with the tip of the transverse process. And that about sums it up for my skeleton. I apologize for my horrible video recording. I didn't have anybody to help me record, anyone who's interested anyway. So here's my name and the date of today's assignments. And then these are my notes. that were used just to kind of answer the questions that were asked for today. All right, that sums it up. Thanks.